This is a CBS News special report. Good morning. I'm Major Garrett in the nation's capital. Breaking news in the case involving former President Trump's role in the January 6th insurrection. Special counsel Jack Smith charged Trump with 4 felony counts for interfering in the 2020 election. A federal appeals court here in Washington, D.C. has just ruled Trump does not have immunity. Last month, Trump's attorneys argued before a 3-judge panel that all presidents are immune from criminal prosecution for actions taken while in office unless they are first impeached and convicted by Congress. The special counsel had requested the Supreme Court issue a ruling on the former president's broad immunity claim, but that was rejected. Today's appeals court ruling will have a large impact on special counsel Smith's case against Trump, which was set to begin on March 4th, but that date is now on hold as this immunity claim moves through the courts. Let's bring in congressional correspondent Scott McFarland, who is outside the federal courthouse here in D.C. Scott, good morning.
Major, good morning to you. We waited weeks for this ruling to come down from this 3-judge panel at the D.C. Court of Appeals, and they have rejected unequivocally Donald Trump's argument he is immune from prosecution in the 2020 election conspiracy case on the basis of presidential immunity. Let me read one key excerpt from this 50-plus page ruling. It says, "For the purpose of this criminal case, former President Trump has become Citizen Trump, with all of the defenses of any other criminal defendant. Any executive immunity that may have protected him while he served as president no longer protects him against this prosecution." That's in line with what the district court ruled when Judge Tanya Chutkan rejected this argument, saying Donald Trump now is any other criminal defendant and has no special privileges. This ruling raises the prospect, if not the likelihood, Major, the trial date for Donald Trump in this election subversion case goes back on the calendar as early as this spring. There was a March 4th trial date that existed until last week. The judge, waiting on this ruling, took the case off the calendar. It could now potentially go back on, and soon.
Outside the federal courthouse, Scott McFarland, thank you very much. I want to bring in our legal correspondent, Jan Crawford. Jan, this is not the last word, but it is a significant word.
It's a significant setback. You have a federal appeals court, judges, liberal judges, a conservative judge speaking with one voice and emphatically rejecting President Trump's broad claims that former presidents are absolutely immune from what they did as president. Extraordinary claim. No one's ever argued that before. We're in uncharted territory. But this is not the last word, like you said. I mean, Trump has several options now. The appeals court has given him a few weeks to go to the full D.C. circuit and ask them to review this. And then, of course, he can take it to the Supreme Court. So while it's not the last word, I think it's yet another hurdle that's going to make it harder and harder for Trump to avoid trial in this case. I see no way that the Supreme Court does anything other than what this 3-judge panel did here, if they even decide to take up the case. They could just say, the D.C. Circuit has spoken. There's no need for us to get involved.
I want to bore in on that just a little bit, Jan. We have a district court judge making a ruling, a 3-judge panel making a ruling, without any hesitation. The language in both of those rulings, very direct, very emphatic. As you said, the Supreme Court may look at that and say, that's enough for us. Or is there any way the Supreme Court would say, no, they both got it wrong?
No. I mean, sure. I mean, there is a way. It's almost inconceivable to me. I mean, obviously, you have 3 liberals on that court who I think are going to be pretty sympathetic to the special counsel's arguments and reject Trump's broad claims that he's absolutely immune, which we saw in the D.C. Circuit meant potentially that a president could order the assassination of a political rival and not be prosecuted for it if he was out of office. Okay, I mean, you could see the extension of this. So you're going to have those 3 liberals on the Supreme Court. You have conservatives on that Supreme Court who are going to be very squeamish about applying other frameworks that the court has used, going back to Richard Nixon in civil cases and lawsuits to the criminal context. I see no way that Donald Trump can get to 5 votes in this Supreme Court, which means the question of whether or not Trump is going to stand trial for January 6th is not if. It's a question of when. It's a question of timing. As Scott mentioned when he was just telling us, that looks likely for late spring. But that's kind of the timeline that the special counsel has been envisioning all along. In papers they filed, they've said they basically wanted to have this issue on immunity resolved by the summer so that they could have a trial. Robert
Costa is with us. He's our election and campaign correspondent. Not if, but when win matters politically. And this will land in the middle of what is still a battle for the Republican nomination. I know the Trump team likes to say it's effectively over. Nikki Haley is still there. But this does create a reality around this question of, yes, you're going to go before the bar. You're going to be tried on these underlying charges.
Major, former Ambassador Haley's allies tell me they believe she can make a more coherent argument in the coming weeks that Trump will face the specter of these legal challenges, but they're not convinced privately that it will be enough for her to start to gain traction in those Super Tuesday contests coming up in March, let alone her home state, South Carolina, later this month. But more broadly, Republicans are growing increasingly concerned that with a federal trial on January 6th now likely looming on the horizon, that could be a burden to Republicans nationwide down ballot who want to be talking about the economy, talking about the border, but instead we'll be talking about January 6, 2021.
And President Biden has leaned in aggressively in the last couple of months about the stakes involved in this election. And one of the stakes, he says, is our institutional norms. Now, 2 courts have said this suggestion that a president is absolutely immune from criminal prosecution is something that fits into that question of institutional norms.
It does fit into that question, but for the White House and the Biden campaign, this is a complicated moment because the Justice Department is moving forward with its prosecution, and politically they can only say so much, if anything, about that.
Jan, real quick.
Well, you know, I mean, this is not a frivolous argument. I mean, Trump is making a kind of a really broad argument, but the issue of immunity is not a frivolous one. There are key reasons why presidents shouldn't be subject to criminal immunity for actions while they're in office, and that's where this court is drawing the line. So I think that, you know, going forward, we will see again, maybe the full D.C. Circuit, the Supreme Court rejecting those broad arguments.
Jan and Bob,
but Trump still has to show up in a trial.
Right.
And that's why this is a difficult issue in the middle of a campaign.
No question. Jan and Bob, hold on 1 second. I want to bring in CBS News legal contributor Jessica Levinson. Jessica, the Trump attorneys had argued that what he did around January 6th in the 2020 election lived and existed, in their words, in the outer perimeter of presidential responsibilities and therefore should be given some legal deference, their terminology, immunity. Not 1, but 2 courts have now rejected that, the import of that.
Well, I think, as Jan was saying here, it's not an absurd argument, but the precedents point in a different direction. What you look at, and we're going through this 57-page per curiam opinion, which is astonishing in and of itself. They spoke with one voice. What they're saying is that criminal cases are different. Yes, we have concluded that when it comes to civil cases and official acts, presidents do enjoy absolute immunity. But what this opinion begins with right off is that criminal cases are different. Criminal investigations are different. We have to be allowed to let those proceed. That's in the public interest. They cite to cases involving subpoenas of the former president right off the bat. And I agree with Jan. I think that there's no way you can count to 5 to have this Supreme Court look at its precedent, look at this broad argument and say, yes, we are going to bless this. Because it's not just about President Trump. It's about every president moving forward and whether or not we want to create that type of precedent in our legal system. The court here unequivocally said no for a whole host of reasons.
I want to go back to the federal courthouse here in Washington, D.C., and our Scott McFarland. Scott, you mentioned a moment ago about what this may or may not do to the timing of a trial for former President Trump. There are many other cases pending related to January 6th at that very federal courthouse. Catch us up, please.
Getting this trial back on the calendar is going to be tricky. Timing is everything. The judges here have a very full dance card, Major, including Judge Chutkan. Why? Because there remain hundreds of other January 6 cases, some of which are on trial here today.
And Scott, thank you very much for that. Jan, very quickly before we get off the air, later this week, the Supreme Court, which would rather not be embroiled in some of these underlying contentious issues, will hear arguments on the 14th Amendment case.
And the 14th Amendment case is a legal terminology for basically saying, is Donald Trump going to be able to run for president? I mean, that is really the bottom line on that case. Can states remove him from the ballot because he was a, quote, insurrectionist? It's harder to see how the stakes can be higher for a presidential election than that case.
And you'll be with us on that Thursday coverage as well. Jan Crawford, Robert Costa, Scott McFarland, my thanks to Jessica Levinson. Our coverage will continue on CBS News Streaming, your local news, and of course on tonight's CBS Evening News. This has been a CBS News Special Report. I'm Major Garrett in Washington. Good day.